everyone, I'm Magnus and welcome back to my channel. Hi everyone, here I go again with my little Foraging Fridays. So today I was originally going to talk about some red clover. It's a plant that I really like. It has a lot of medicinal purposes. It's edible. It has a lot of magical purposes. It grows everywhere. But I decided to talk about something that's not as popular. It's not as heard of. There's not a whole lot of information on it in comparison to even the yellow wood sorrel that I spoke about in my last video. Um, and that is this little yellow flower that you'll see over here. There's a little bit of it down in there. There's some of it right here. I mean, it's everywhere. So what this little plant is actually called, well, I guess there's really several names for it. I know it by green and gold. It's also called um, golden star. I think some people have called it golden knee. Uh, and there's another, I think, like a scientific name of some sort. I just don't really recall it at the moment. But what I really like about this plant, um, again, let me go ahead and just say that, again, I really don't know a lot about this plant. It's not really talked about a whole lot. But what I personally really like about it, it's so pretty. It's easy to propagate, to cultivate, to take care of, to grow. It's actually used as a ornamental on a lot of people's properties and a lot of people's flower beds. It's an early spring bloomer. Um, the plant itself, it's a perennial. It only gets a couple inches high here or there, but it can get about 18 inches or so in diameter, roughly, varies slightly. But that's because the base of the plant is a rhizome. That's how it spreads. It doesn't spread through like reseeding and bulbing and stuff like that. It actually has this rhizome that it grows from and spreads that way. But it usually blooms from about March to June. And another reason why I really like this plant is it's actually deer resistant. So I like putting it around other plants that deer might like a little more. And it tends to keep them away from it, or somewhat anyway. You know, they don't completely stay away, but they do stay away somewhat. Anyway, a few characteristics of this plant you can clearly see right here. The flower, it's got these 5 little petals, and it is a bright, nice, bright, deep yellow color. I absolutely love it. I'm not sure why, but I do. Just kind of always have. But anyway, the leaves, you can see the leaves here, they're kind of ruffled around the edges. They have some nice deep veins going up through the middle there. It's a pretty distinctive plant. It has I'm not sure if you can see in there or not, the stem to it is actually kind of like a purple or kind of a dark color like that. Maybe a brownish purple something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, the plant is edible. Now, this is where, again, let me put my disclaimer out there. I am not a herbologist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything of the sort. I've never had any formal education on herbs and stuff like that. Most of these, I've either done my own personal research or it's been passed down through family or through word of mouth or something of the sort. And it's personal experience and practice that's allowed me to be able to talk about these and use these and whatnot. So keep that disclaimer in mind when I talk about this stuff, okay? So being edible, yes, it is edible. The leaves and the flowers are edible. I've never eaten the roots, don't really know much about that. Um, as for what or how they can be eaten, I use them in salads. I've eaten them steamed, especially the leaves. I take a whole bunch of them, but nonetheless, take the leaves and steam them. And also, I like to take the flowers with some wild violets and steep them in hot water for a little while and then make a syrup with them. And it's actually really, really delicious floral syrup. It goes great with pancakes. It goes great as a base to other stuff that you can add it to several other things. Um, but anyway, so you can do that with it. I'm sure there's probably other ways to eat it, but again, there's not a whole lot of information out there about this plant. As to why, I'm not really sure. I know it's local to the East Coast. I know it's grows roughly from like New York down to Florida, and I believe over towards like the Mississippi area. How much further than that and where all that grows, I'm not exactly sure, but I do know it grows in these areas. Um, but this flower is extremely abundant everywhere. Now, while through the rest of the video, I'm just going to kind of walk around and just talk. It's not going to be a whole much longer, but just want to see, you can see another one down there. They're everywhere. But anyway, the video, the rest of it's mostly just for aesthetics, I guess, while I just sit here and run my mouth for a second. But anyway, so to talk about the plant medicinally, I really can't give you any information. I don't know a lot about it in that aspect either, unfortunately. So I do know it can be edible. If you decide to eat it, decide to use it in any way like that, make sure you look up the plant yourself, find out if there's any chemicals in it that may interact with any allergies you may have or with any medications or anything like that you may be taking. So yeah, you can eat it. I don't know about the medicinal aspects, but yeah. So anyway, moving on. Now, when it comes to the magical aspects of this plant, some of this information that I'm going to give you, I did find in books. I did find in some folklore, and some of it is just my personal uses. I'm not going to pick apart which is which. I'm just going to go through it all. So keep that in mind when I kind of talk a little bit about the magical purposes or uses of this plant. So the plant is ruled by the sun. It is being ruled by the sun. It represents fire. That's its element. So any working that you want to do that can be incorporated or that uses the element of fire, this would be the perfect plant for. It's great for invoking or evoking the sun's energies into your working. Due to its kind of sun-related, sun-ruling nature, it's great for bringing warmth and love into your home and hearth. It can also be used in a sachet to put under a pillow to help keep away nightmares. Now, just to show you, so all these little pinks that you see over here, all this is wild roses. And in the mixed and Twix, right there, you got another little green and gold. Right up there, you got another one. Over there, you got another one. These little boogers grow everywhere. Anyway, so aside from nightmares, you can also, everybody at one point in their life goes through what we would consider quote unquote dark times. Well, this plant can be used in workings to bring quote unquote light into their life, to kind of help soothe over the hard times. So it can also be great for strength and focus and clarity. Now, also it can be used for workings of intuition and luck. Now, something that I really love about this plant, something that I found in an old folklore, is that because it's a spring blooming flower, because it's ruled by the sun, because pretty much just the majority about the plant itself, like the way it spreads, the way it grows, when it grows, the color of it, the shape of it. I mean, it's shaped like what we say a star is, What is the sun? it's nothing but a star. So it was also used for workings of rebirth, renewal, and cycles. Now, I'm going to give you one little recipe that I found that was just fascinating to me. And so, in case there's any ladies out there who might have any menstrual issues, irregularities and stuff, you may want to listen up. So, it says that you take the flour and that you mix it with menstrual blood and moon water. Now, this moon water is specifically found in the stump of a tree. So you can find a tree. It doesn't matter if the tree is fully living, if it's been cut down, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a dip in there and you can get some water out of it, it doesn't say how much or anything like that. You just mix the three together and you put it in a working, and you put it, or I say a working, you put it in a bag or like a little sachet or something of the sort. And then you put it underneath the pillow, or you put it underneath the bed. You put it in the bedroom. You put it in the bathroom. You put it somewhere that's more personal than just like in your living room. So it'd either be like a restroom area or the bedroom area. But you put it in there somewhere, and it's supposed to help women regulate their cycles. So, yeah, anyway, thought that was a neat little tidbit. But that's really about all the information that I have on the plant. Again, it's not a whole lot of medicinal and edible information that I can give you that's based in any actual facts or scientific information. So, as always, do your own research and stuff on that and figure out, you know, if it's something that you might be willing to try or something that you feel comfortable trying. Um, Comes to anything else, again, the magical aspects of it, some of it is in through modern times, some of it's through folklore, some of it's just my personal uses of it. But anyway, I guess to close this out, I'm going to come over here and you can see this lovely little patch of this stuff. Like I said, it just grows everywhere. I really love it. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you all for coming to my little Stephen Talk, my little Foraging Friday videos. I do hope to be doing more soon. And yeah, so if you've got any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments section. Feel free to direct message me. I'm always down for a little chat, little conversation, and some advice as well. So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the upcoming weekend. Be safe, be kind, and as always, don't take any shit. Bye-bye.